Minecraft has been around for more than 14 years now, so it isn't a surprise that people have found a few glitches and exploits. In this video we will explore some of the most powerful glitches and exploits in Minecraft, and how they evolved to what we see today.
Hey, let's go!
Starting with the NOCOM exploit, this was the most notorious exploit in the history of 2B2T. 15,000 bases were found using this exploit. It was used to grief countless builds and steal over 200 million items from stashes. All done by one group, Nerds Incorporated. This exploit used a bug in Paper MC 1.12.2, going by the name Fix Block Break Desync. It does indeed fix block break desync, but it also causes the exploitable behavior of revealing what chunks are loaded by the player. Using this, the nerds put an AFK account in the overworld which would attempt to click blocks in all chunks leading away from spawn in a spiral pattern. If a chunk responded meaning a player was in it, it would send the coordinates to the nerds. The chunks that gave a response were put on a graph. This process was slow and tedious, so they requested the help of an experienced programmer going by the name Legerv. He wrote a program that was thought to search all incoming block information for unnatural blocks. If these blocks were found, the program would recreate the chunks on a private server. Once the process is complete, the program would make a world download and store it on a separate database. Here is a visualization of a base being created in a private server using the exploit. You can see how it expands, grabs and explores areas that are possibly a part of the base, and perfectly recreates the base. Putting all this together, the insane programming, the player tracking and scanning and recreating bases on a separate server, you get a result that's truly mind-blowing. They acquired over 2 terabytes of data and griefed countless famous bases with it. A falling block swap is a contraption that produces falling blocks. Using this glitch you are able to obtain blocks that are supposedly unobtainable in survival Minecraft, such as end portal frames, command blocks, structure blocks, etc. This contraption works using chunk swap, async observer line, which then creates the falling blocks. I won't go too in-depth about the redstone and contraption, but mostly about the falling block swap. All block states in Minecraft are stored as arrays of bits in the memory. Each block state has its own unique sequence of bits that represents it. For example, anvil is represented by 010010010001001. Water is represented by 0000010010001 inch, and a command block is represented by 0100010010001. Now you might have noticed that when we combine the first 4 bits of the anvil and the last 9 bits of the water, we will get a command block. To put it in simpler terms, you need to drop an anvil into water in a very specific spot in a subchunk while an async observer line is blinking in a very specific place in the same subchunk. This subchunk needs to use a very specific palette called the registry palette. This method that uses cutting bits of 2 different blocks to create a different block is called word tearing. After that, you need to get 2 async lines and use word tearing on the hash map palette to perform falling block swaps and get all the desired blocks as falling blocks. The chunk dupe. This dupe allowed you to dupe items faster than any dupe glitch out there. Here is why and how the dupe works. This dupe relies on exploiting a mechanic in which chunks refuse to save when the amount of data inside of it is over 2.2 megabytes. To get the chunk over 2.2 megabytes you need to use junk data. The most efficient way of creating junk data is using written books containing a lot of random Unicode characters. All you had to do is put the books in a chunk with the items you want to dupe, take the items back and relog. After logging out, the chunk tries to save, but fails. The outcome of this is the reappearance of the items that were saved in a previous chunk state, therefore duping the items. Trapping the Enderdragon is done by exploiting its AI. The glitch uses the fact that the Enderdragon uses certain nodes placed in the end like this. To decide where to go, let's say the Enderdragon is here. The Enderdragon will look for the closest node, which is here. After flying to this node, it will pick out one of the random outer green nodes, and try to fly there. When doing this, it looks for a closer red node and chooses that as the next step of its path. After that, it checks for the closest red node again. Sees there is a closer node, and then it finally gets to the end node, making a path that looks like this. Now if you place blocks on the location of each of these nodes really high up, the path finding of the dragon will break, making the dragon freeze. After having broken all the end crystals,